I am Julia. I have been shunned by the entire village because of the ugly scar on my face. I lived with Marcus, a blind man with a pure heart. But sometimes I wondered if Marcus could see my ugly face. Would he still love me? Though my heart was filled with worries, I still loved Marcus dearly. Recently, couples in the village had been mysteriously disappearing. The villagers believed that our love was a curse that brought misfortune upon them. Whenever we went out, they would point fingers and curse at us. One furious couple even shouted, "Go away, you cursed pair." Overwhelmed by anger, I picked up a small stone and threw it back at them. The murmurs and gossip grew fiercer. But the next day, that couple suddenly went missing. The villagers immediately accused us of being the culprits. We were dragged into the street and pelted with stones. I cried and tried to prove my innocence, but the villagers ignored me. Suddenly, the village chief appeared. He calmed the crowd, urging them to continue searching for the missing couple. The villagers reluctantly dispersed. The chief whispered to us, "Poor souls, go to the statue of Cupid and pray sincerely. He will take pity on you and grant you blessings." We thanked the chief and followed his advice. We were praying before Cupid's statue, but a voice suddenly echoed, "Who is praying here? Cupid cannot turn a blind eye to unfortunate love." Oh, you pitiful souls, follow me. Cupid led us to his castle where we were welcomed with a feast. Marcus joyfully drank a glass of wine. For a brief moment, I saw his eyes come to life. "I can see the light. Is that you, Julia?" His joyful expression suddenly turned to horror. I didn't understand what was happening, but I knew at that moment Marcus had seen my ugly appearance. Shame overwhelmed me. Marcus's eyes returned to their usual blindness, but his face twisted in pain. That was the temporary effect of the divine wine. Don't dwell on it. Now tell me your wishes. I immediately begged Cupid to bless us with eternal love so that the villagers would accept us as normal people. I wished to share my desire in private. Unable to bear the worry in my heart, I followed them and eavesdropped from behind a wall. "Make me able to see. I'm begging you." "Very well, but on one condition. You must offer a heart in exchange." Marcus fell silent, but his silence was like a deafening explosion in my heart. After the wine feast, we returned home. I am Marcus. A cruel illness stole the light from my eyes. If I regained my sight, could I find a prettier girl? But Julia had cared for me all this time. How could I betray her? Suddenly, I heard the village chief's voice. "Is something troubling you, young man?" I poured out my heart to him. The chief whispered, "True love demands sacrifice. Stop hesitating. Take her heart in exchange for your sight. Your life will be happier." I stood over Julia's bed, listening to her steady breaths. She was deep asleep. Julia's tearful voice broke the silence. "Marcus, this breaks my heart. You don't have to dirty your hands." She pressed the blade through her own chest. "Be happy. Take my heart for your eyes." Oh no, what had I done? Julia was the one who loved me most in this world, and yet I had betrayed her. No, I had to beg Cupid to save her. "Cupid, where are you?" I called out, but there was no answer, only a chilling silence. I groped in the darkness and my hand touched something rough, shaped like wings. I had heard that Cupid had wings, but if the wings were here, where was Cupid? Suddenly, a voice rang out. "Have you brought the heart?" My hands trembled as I held Julia's heart. Her heart was snatched away. "Is that you, Cupid? Please return her heart and bring her back to life. I no longer want my sight." "There is no Cupid here, you naive fools." Stinging pain burned my cheek as I trembled in fear. "What do you mean?" "I need 100 hearts from loving couples to create the elixir of immortality." You were so easy to deceive. The village chief received a hefty sum for luring couples like you here. I was devastated. It was all a scam. I couldn't hold back my tears. Julia was dead because of my impulsive trust in that fraud in the village chief. Now your hearts belong to me. The moment I saw him, time seemed to stop. There was only one thought in my mind. This is my destiny. A loud, annoying scream snapped me back to reality. My destiny was being chased by the police. I had to help him escape. You crazy woman. Why did you suddenly run into the street and block our way? Do you even know we're on an important mission? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Good thing he managed to get away. Otherwise, I might have accidentally stomped on that officer's face a few more times. Since I was little, I've always had a special fascination with serial killers and shocking murder cases. I saw them as extraordinary people rather than just criminals. And the man I met this morning, he was the perfect Joker I had been searching for. Strong, reckless, but also deeply lonely. I hacked into the state police security system and sure enough, I found my man Jason, 25 years old. A record of drug dealing, assault, theft, a high-priority surveillance target. Just as I was about to dig deeper into his information, he appeared on the latest news broadcast. I just wanted to kill. If I could do it all over again, I'd still crush that stupid woman and turn her into spaghetti sauce under my car tires. I found him a little late, but that's okay. At least he'll be staying in one place for now. Wait for me, Jason. I'll be the one to save you. I believe this world is full of people who deserve to die, and someone like Jason is simply cleaning up the useless ones. I shared my thoughts on social media along with details about Jason's tragic past, his abusive parents, his suffering, and to my surprise, many people supported me. Every day, I sent letters to Jason in prison, along with photos of my hands carved with his name, Jason. I truly believed that if Jason chose me instead of those other women, he wouldn't have to suffer anymore. He wouldn't need to kill to ease his rage because I would give him everything, even my soul. After more than a month of writing letters, I finally received a response from the prison warden. Jason wanted to see me. Standing in front of the prison visitation room, my heart pounded with excitement. I was about to meet my man. Jason sat there arrogantly behind the thick bulletproof glass, the tattoo of a clown's grin stretching across his face, mocking the world. I couldn't control my overwhelming joy. I instinctively dropped to my knees before him. Jason, it's me, Evelyn. Yeah, I know, you're pretty bold. Carving my name into your skin like that. Did it hurt? Do you like it? So, if I say I like it, you won't feel the pain anymore. Then what if I say I want to get the hell out of this prison? Would you help me? Of course. I've already prepared everything. I'm just waiting to see if you have the guts to go through with it. You're interesting. Maybe we can take this further. Ever since Jason was arrested, I had been carefully planning his escape. There was no way I would let my man rot away and face the death penalty so easily. But for this plan to work, I needed his cooperation and his fearlessness. That night, I posted a tweet calling on Jason's fan club to dress up as Harley Quinn and cause chaos near the prison. Meanwhile, I arranged for an ambulance to be on standby. During the commotion, we would slip inside and smuggle Jason out under the guise of a suicide emergency. The ambulance driver was a veteran member of Jason's fan club. She was the one who provided me with a microlade, but I still had to double-check her ID. Harley Quinn real? That's right. Let's go get our Joker. Everything went according to plan. We entered the prison without a hitch. Time to pick up our Joker. I saw him again. Even though I had expected him to be injured, seeing him unconscious on the stretcher still made my heart ache. Only one person can come in the ambulance. It's tight inside. We need space for the patient to breathe. With Jason loaded into the ambulance and only one prison guard accompanying us, we started our escape. You're tougher than I thought. That cut was less than an inch from your artery. Got to be crazy enough if you want people to go crazy for me. I was still pondering Jason's cryptic words when bang, a gunshot shattered the air. The ambulance screeched to a sudden stop, throwing me off balance. The prison guard took the bullet and collapsed right before my eyes. I had planned to take care of him quietly, but my so-called ally turned out to be way more unhinged than I expected. And the craziest part? She had the audacity to kiss Jason right in front of me. Her eyes gleamed with the twisted challenge, as if to say she was the real Harley Quinn, the only one worthy of standing beside Joker. My mind screaming exploded in rage. I wanted to kill that woman right there and then. You're being naughty, sweetheart. You want to fight my Harley? The lack of oxygen made my head spin. I couldn't even process his words properly. Before I knew it, I was shoved violently out of the ambulance. Was he mad at me? Just because I was jealous of that fake Harley Quinn? Jason, I'm sorry. I'll listen to you. I swear. Just don't leave me. I begged, desperate. But Jason didn't care. After everything I had done for him, he still saw me as nothing but prey. Panic surged through me as I lunged toward the road. The ambulance swerved, nearly grazing my back like the blade of a guillotine. I gasped, whipping my head around. The dark forest stretched endlessly around me, silent, empty. It was just me and those two bloodthirsty killers. I was going to die to be nothing more than spaghetti sauce under Jason's wheels. But then, bang, 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 a barrage of gunfire erupted, forcing the two murderers to retreat. Police sirens screamed through the air. Jason and his new Harley had no choice but to run. My body went limp. My heart pounded so violently it hurt. I couldn't even tell what I was feeling anymore. Pain, excitement, satisfaction, or maybe emptiness. My Joker. He just vanished before my eyes. Her mental state is extremely unstable. She frequently engages in self-harm and experiences hallucinations. For now, she needs to stay in the hospital. I am Harley Quinn. Only Joker is worthy of me. I married him quickly. We met exactly 100 days ago. A whirlwind romance, passionate and intoxicating. Gabe swept me off my feet with candle-lit dinners, spontaneous weekend getaways, and whispered promises under the moonlight. Then one evening, he got down on one knee. I should have been hesitant. We barely knew each other. But when he slipped the ring onto my finger, I said yes without a second thought. Now here we were floating in the middle of the ocean on a luxurious private yacht, basking in the glow of our honeymoon, just the two of us. Gabe poured another glass of wine, his fingers grazing mine as he handed it over to us. I smiled and clinked my glass against his. We talked for hours about dreams, childhood memories, random stories about life. His laughter was warm, his gaze full of love. Then, as the conversation lulled, he leaned in. "You know, we should talk about finances," he said casually. I tilted my head. "Why?" "Well, we're married now. We should be open about everything, right?" That made sense. Couples should share everything. Bank accounts, properties, even insurance policies. Still, something about the way he asked made my stomach twist. He reached for my hand. "Do you have life insurance?" I hesitated just for a second. Then I answered, "Of course I did. I had a sizable policy from my job, a good one." Gabe pulled out his phone and looked up insurance details. His thumb traced slow, deliberate circles on my wrist. "That's a wise choice. I'd hate for anything to happen to you." I laughed nervously, brushing it off. Love is trust, right? That night, I expected our first night together as husband and wife to be passionate. But after dinner, after another glass of wine, my eyelids grew unbearably heavy. I barely remembered climbing into bed. The gentle rocking of the yacht should have lulled me into a peaceful sleep, but instead I felt like I was sinking. I could hear Gab's voice in my ear. "Sleep tight, my love." Then nothing. I woke up groggy. My limbs were heavy, my head foggy, as if I had run a marathon in my sleep. Gabe was already up preparing the diving gear. "Good morning, sleepyhead. Are you ready for our first dive together?" I hesitated. I had never gone diving before. The thought of being deep underwater where the surface was just a distant shimmer made me uneasy. But Gabe was so excited, and I wanted to be the wife he deserved. "I guess," I said, forcing a smile. He beamed. "Don't worry, I'll be right behind you." There was no diving instructor, no one else on board, just us. "Don't we have a diving instructor?" I wanted this moment to be just ours. That should have made me feel special. Instead, I felt a strange, creeping sense of unease. But love is trust, right? As I turned away to change into my wetsuit, I caught a glimpse of Gabe out of the corner of my eye. He was messing with the oxygen tank. I froze. "What are you doing?" He glanced up, his expression smooth, calm. "Your tank had a leak. I'm switching it out for another one." I nodded slowly. It made sense, didn't it? Maybe I was just overthinking things. The moment we plunged into the water, all my fears melted away. The world below was breathtaking. Schools of fish swirled around us in shimmering clouds. Coral reefs stretched endlessly, swaying gently with the current. It was like an alien world, untouched, silent, beautiful. Gabe swam beside me, watching me with a smile behind his mask. For the first time since waking up, I felt safe. Then, without warning, he reached behind me and unfastened my oxygen tank. It took me a second to realize what had happened. One moment I was breathing, the next nothing. Panic surged through me. I clawed at my regulator, desperate to shove it back into my mouth, but my fingers fumbled. My lungs screamed for air. Gabe just hovered there, watching me, waiting. He wasn't going to save me. He had been planning this. I lunged at him, grabbing his wet suit, my nails digging into his arms, but he twisted away faster than me. Stronger. I kicked, trying to chase him, but my body was slowing down. Oxygen deprivation. Black spots bloomed in my vision. My arms felt like lead. Gabe was swimming backward, watching me struggle. His eyes held no love, no regret, just cold detachment. Then he turned and swam away, fading light. I reached out for him, my fingers grazing the water where he had been. I kicked, I thrashed. I tried to move toward the surface, but I was sinking. I should have waited longer. I should have taken my time. Should have questioned the man who loved me too fast, too intensely. But love makes us blind. The sunlight above me grew fainter, more distant. Gabe was gone, and I was alone.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, or follow for more stories on Fun Tales for All.